All right, the message is posted. I see the Twitch stream firing up, so we are off to the races. And it looks like the game just came up. So welcome anybody tuning in. My name is Rusty Seabutter. I'm here with Shaoz. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Yeah.
How do I look in HD, Bob?
I'm a REBBL coach from Ramp Up this season, and I actually pulled off the Ramp Up ticket. So playing Necro myself, here to give a little insight.
Yeah, and your insight was very valuable. We have a Necro versus Bretonnian match in the Paranoid Puppies and the Knights Saiyan Knee, and it just fired up. So we'll get right in there, and then we'll give a little look at the teams as they're getting set up here and get going. How's your night been?
So far, so good. You know, just watching a lot of Bud Bowl, paying attention to all these tournament matches, both the playoffs and the Challengers Cup.
Nice.
Been some good action so far.
You're feasting on the smorgasbord of carnage and blood. It is the REBBL playoffs. All right, and I should turn skills on so no one starts yelling at me right off the bat. Hey, everybody. What's up, doof? All right, so we have a pretty interesting Brett team here. Got 3 strength ups on the field to get us kicked off. But what you will notice is a distinct lack of guard on this team. Killer over here, a couple wackadoo, do-it-alls. But it's these 2 strength knights that I think are the big stars of the show. And the strength peasant coming in, and it looks like he's going to be kicking off, or receiving, sorry. On the other hand, we have a relatively unusual Necro team, especially for Rel, in Grizoot's Paranoid Puppies. No Mighty Blow on these wolves, which is just unthinkable on a Rel team.
Yeah, well, you know, some of us aren't lucky enough to roll that. I don't have any on mine either, so just the way it works out sometimes.
All good things in time. You get that block, you get that tackle. Now, it does appear that he has all of his kill placed on the happiness officer here to White, who is a Palmer.
Yeah, you know, that's a good piece to have with the tackle there. Going to pay dividends a lot against some other teams, especially these guys, too. I do see quite a bit of dodge out there. One player of note on the Bretonnian team is there's Lancelot. One of his 4-strength blitzers is niggled, so he's a target.
Ah, yes, so he is. It's actually kind of interesting, as you would think, since there's only 2 guard on the pitch, 1 on each side. You'd think, oh, this is a pretty even strength match, or maybe even favoring the Necro with the Franks out there. But with all the strength ups over on the Bretts, that is not necessarily the case. This is very even, indeed. Maybe even the edge coming off of horse number 5. A finned strength up boy. Now, of course, no block on him. So we'll see just how useful he is. And it looks like here comes to kick.
I'm actually really confused by Grizoot's setup here. He left one of his wolves on the sideline.
Yeah, I noticed that. He's protecting him, maybe, since he's playing defense off the jump. So that's an unusual tactic. Grizoot's an old coach, so it doesn't surprise me too much if he has some tricks up his sleeve. But that is a trick I wouldn't necessarily have guessed.
Yeah, it's hard for me to leave a blodger sitting on the sideline.
Now, he does have another blodger here in Combat Officer. Oh, and we got a hot start for the Bretts. 1 punch, 1 armor bust on good old Foot Clan, but he is fine. Shook it off. Bretts have to be happy about the early man advantage. And another POW coming in. And another armor break, and another removal.
Oof, rough start.
Everything's coming up French, ladies and gentlemen. Feasting on his baguettes. Let's see if we can make it 3, but we can't. The wasted strength up on this Bretonnian lineman. It's funny because I have such affinity for peasants in Lino League. But in regular league, they're just jerks.
Now, Fend is a jerk on everybody. Especially those of us that like to use Frenzy.
It is a little bit like Lino League Truk. In that, this is where all the fun is. Everybody can be all serious in the real playoffs. Here in the Sippy Cup, we like to enjoy ourselves. All right, so he has made his initial punches, and he is getting into position. He has a long way to go with that ball on a beautiful kick by the Necro. So you'd wonder, are the Necro going to attempt to force the issue? But with only one Wolf and no ghouls on the pitch, I think that's relatively unlikely. Are there any ghouls on the bench? There are not.
No.
Four punches, 4 pows, 2 removals. Pretty much all you could ask for to open up.
Absolutely. Man, all that strength on the other side, especially with the mobility where the strength is, provides some just huge opportunities. He doesn't really need guard. You're absolutely right.
Well, now he really doesn't. Now he has a distinct strength advantage across the board. He can really muscle his way down the field if he plays his cards right.
Absolutely.
To answer your question, Doof, no, it appears he elected to leave Bad Dog 2 on the sidelines. Perhaps he was indeed a bad dog and wet the carpet or something.
Yeah, see, being down guys right now, he'd want to pressure the outsides with both Wolves.
I would think so,
That way
yeah.
he could at least control, and only having one on the pitch prevents him from doing that, especially being down guys. He really has to play very passive here for a little while and hope that Sandland gives him an opening.
Yeah, and he's going to start running it. If he takes a couple more removals on these zombies, that's going to erode that really valuable wall of rotting flesh that the Necro kind of rely on to keep their good pieces moving around.
Absolutely.
Luckily, only the KO is a question mark to come back, and he's got plenty of skin on the sideline.
Yeah, that's the one nice thing about that. You know, the one thing I would be looking to do if I were Paranoid Puppies is I'd have my eye on Lancelot that whole time. If you can get a shot on him, you take it. Removing him is a huge removal, and with that niggle on there, he's paper.
Yeah, it's true. Now, it does look like Sandland is applying appropriate caution up off the bat, keeping him back behind a screen where he can't be blitzed himself.
You know, I often think Blood Bowl might be better if we just got rid of the whole.
So this is the Tackle Wolf, and on the bench is the Dodge Wolf. Both with block. Both Franks with block, which is nice for a first-season team. And the Blodge is particularly nice. It just means that it's going to be a long time to get that guard.
Yeah, he's so hard to deal with, though. That blodger on the line, stand firm, so good.
Well, once he has that guard, he's a fantastic piece. I think Franks, once they start developing, are some of those useful pieces in all of Blood Bowl. And this Blodgy boy is destined to be one of his own. Now all he needs to do is get diving tackle, and maybe someday he can be like Havarti makes you farty. All right, well, he's taking his punches, leaving the 1 mark on the zombie. Not sure why he didn't elect to take the 2 die there. But he might just be playing a positioning game right now and waiting and seeing which way the Bretts commit to.
Yeah, it looks like a good move. I mean, when you're down players, you have to make your opponent make a mistake, or let your opponent make a mistake, as it were. So clearing that 4-strength lineman was good. Leaving with as few blocks as possible since you're down guys, and make him make his choice of either left, right, or down the middle.
Right, and he's only going to get the blitz here for a second hit. So only 2 hits on the turn for the Bretts. And they're going to have to decide what exactly they want to do. Do they want to cage up and try to engage in a punching fight? Or are they going to try to start making moves down the pitch? They are fast. They're faster than people give them credit, those Knights.
They're getting up close and personal, Bob.
You need to be close.
Oh, and Mortis 1
Smell your breath.
manages to keep in there. He's shaking it off. He'll be back in the action in no time. And it looks like the hot hands are maybe cooling off a little bit here for the old Frenchman. He is setting up a little sideline screen for Lancelot. We'll see where he takes it from there. Honestly, why are you guys not all drunk on the day before holiday? Sitting here judging Grizoot. And he's doing it right.
Absolutely. Did you see that fantastic meme that I think it was Rumblebee posted in the G-Man Discord?
I had not.
Oh, it's wonderful. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It was good. It was good.
Hey, you should throw a link up in the chat
Picture
here.
of George Washington riding on a horse. It says, "Have fun at work tomorrow, England."
Yes.
Yeah,
Solid.
England.
Addicted to that
Bet Sandland wouldn't take kindly to these jokes. Now, it does appear that he's beginning to make inroads down here on the left side. I'm watching from the Necro side.
Then there's Dr. Flu.
So we'll see where he goes. He does have a hit here. He can get a 2-die on the blocker Thomas, who's a killer, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind removing. But does he want to commit the pieces he would need to do that?
The more the merrier.
And maybe that is the plan by Sandland and the Knights who say knee, or just the Knights who knee. They don't say it, they just do it.
Right.
All right, we are going to take a shot at the guard. I actually like this play. Here comes to kill a white. Happiness officer gets that pal. Let's see if it pays dividends. Oh, and no follow and a palm. Cowardly play.
Yeah, but you can't really put him on the ground right there. It'd be such a bad spot. So open.
I know. Against those Brett boots, those pointy shoes.
Oh, yeah.
There's a dirty player right over here.
On him.
That's the right move. But it's wrong in my heart. Like most right moves. Yeah, I think Grizoot's, my guess here is that what he's hoping to do is to let him flood into a side and then apply enough pressure to force a quicker score.
Yeah, that's going to definitely be the right option. He needs to get his forces back on the field, and if he can get some removals of his own while letting that happen, good on him. Keeping the wolf back to where it's always a threat is going to make him score quickly.
Yeah, so the question is does Sandland see this big wide open? He's basically giving him a highway lane down here on the left side. Does he commit to it, or does he try to stick to a punching plan?
Just what are you doing, Jim?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Bobby.
If it's me, I'm punching. With the strength advantage that he has right now and the man advantage, I'm going to cause as much damage as I can.
Since we are now zapped across
Well, and you're not exactly orcs. You got plenty of speed to get down the pitch in the last 3 or 4 turns. Oh, and that pays big dividends. Let's see if we get to regen. We do. They're fine. They're necro.
Coming back. I love it.
Only zombies stay down. But at this point, Grizoot cannot wait to get the drive over with and get his boys back on the pitch. There's a lot of value now sitting on the sideline, including his only guard piece. In the land of no guard, the one guard team is king. Something like that. Yeah, he wasn't protecting that well. He could have moved this this dirty player zombie out and kind of created a little bit of buffer, but elected not to. Instead, kind of doing the old flesh wall approach, but without enough guard, that's a tricky approach to do.
He's really just leaving a light wall screen here to where, dice can be thrown to get this ball if he moves it up onto that side.
Yeah, that's kind of the question at this point, is where does that ball go by the end of this turn? It would appear it's going over there.
And this is where that wolf on the sideline that has dodge would pay off. That'd be a guy that I'd be willing to, push through that line
Come on, guys. Together.
if I had to try and stop a score.
Yeah, maybe his fear was that wolf might be on the sideline anyway, with the way this team is hitting. But, or maybe there's another tactic that we're not seeing. But I think he could really use him now. As he is getting basically surrounded here and pinned into a little rotting box. White's still making threats, though. White's not scared of nobody. He's a white. Yeah, the complete lack of guards starting to remove some of these options, especially against all these plus strength pieces. Part of you wants to say, hit that lineman, but he can't even really get an assist on him. No, he's pulling back the ball.
You know, I'm really glad he did. I was looking, and that flesh golem could have blitzed off that strength up
The peasant
lineman and based up the ball carrier, created a hole for at least two more guys, turn right through and put bodies on him.
Yeah, and a wolf
So that
can
was a good
reach.
move backing up.
That astrograph is made from a compound.
Even with the backup, I'm not so sure that he is safe here.
And the skulls of 5 players'
He could
agents.
still, if he gets the knockdown on the peasant and gets the Frank through.
Well, Frank right now can actually also go and hit that blitzer, the Black Knight. But he is going to go for the peasant.
Yep, gets the POW. Oh, gets the removal. It's 4 strength off the pitch. I'd like to say it's starting to even up, but it is not. But he can go in and start to occupy some of these guys playing half screen and get the white and the wolf on the ball if he wants at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I wouldn't really be throwing any more punches until I did that.
He did not move his flesh golem, though. He
He did
blocked
not.
himself. So that is not going to happen.
Interesting.
I see asking a question about inducements in chat. Yes, I see 2 bribes and a Bloodweiser babe.
Hey, Grandview. You yelling at me because I wasn't answering questions. I'm not good at reading chat. The foul yields no results. It would have been nice to be able to get that guard piece out. I'm sure he's aching to do it. Is he just protecting the wolf? I guess he's just protecting the wolf.
Yeah, I think with those 2 blockers rolling around the backside there, he's feeling the pressure.
A little nervous. Big surprise not going after the ball there. With all these Bretts overcommitted into the backfield.
Unity is strength.
Not a 1 die on the ball because of the strength up on that boy. I guess it is a 1 die. If he got the white over.
The guard piece stood up.
Sure
Knocking
did.
that guy. There's another guy going down.
Man, and the hits just keep coming. An unreal removal rate, honestly, for the Bretts at this point. So they've got to be feeling good about their hot knuckles.
And their mighty blow has not let them down.
It has not. All right, and we are into a sideline screen, and if there was ever a time to try to find a way to apply pressure, this would be it. But it's hard to see an easy path to that.
It took 3 days to piece
And beyond that, it's a 4-strength guy carrying the ball. Without having a 4-strength wolf, you're throwing red die, and I don't want to do that, especially with the many bodies around there. That wolf is going to be fouled into oblivion if he fails.
I might take the red die anyway. Oh no, it's a sidestepper, so I would not. Never mind. Hence his confidence on the sideline.
Yeah, Luminous Light, you're absolutely right. He does have 2 bribes. He should be fouling all the time, regardless of the amount of bodies he has on these fouls. Just trying to even these numbers.
Two bribes and a babe. And no Wizardino. Do not know if Metal is re-rolling. Metal re-rolls a lot. I think it's a G-Man thing. Europeans are afraid of commitment. Interesting. Now, why do you think he did that with old Lancelot? Just because he's niggled and he's keeping him out of harm's way?
I do think that's the reason. He did, however, depends on how crazy Grizoot wants to be here, because he's not going to be crazy. But that wolf could absolutely reach that guy and surf him on a double GFI. And that is that niggle piece. It's a long shot.
Yeah, he really wants to get this guard boy out. He does get the KO. But he's so far out of the play, I don't know that that really does a lot to advance his agenda.
Not this half.
Not this half. We'll see if he gets it back on the flip. He's going to get 2 rolls, provided he scores for the Bretonnians, to try to get that KO back.
Haha, here's some friends.
But it just feels like maybe blitzing this peasant out of the way, the one he's hitting now, and flooding into that area to pin him up on the sideline might have provided slightly more tactical advantage. But once again, blocked off from moving any pieces into the open area here down the pitch.
Yeah, and really the white and the wolf are the only one with the movement to get around that anyways. I think he's basically called no joy over there. I'd like to see some fouls here, though. He's not going to be able to do it because all he has is the wolf at this point. But
I mean, I would honestly
something.
Yeah, I would be considering dodging this Frank just to get him into the action. Still 75% off a dodge against no tackle. Because right now he is pretty far away from where he needs to be to have a chance of stopping this play. Which maybe is no longer the goal. Maybe the goal is just to wait it out. Hope the removal tide turns in your favor. It is all KOs. There are no permanent removals in this game to date.
Well, the Puppies do have a babe, so they have better odds of getting their guys back. Plus, they have a very large bench.
All right, we are advancing the ball in towards the end zone and hoping to stall. Now, he won't be able to get that many pieces back to sideline cage since he's committing to punching this Frank. And he could dodge away. Not the worst play. But as of right now, there's a little bit of vulnerability. And man, that dodge wolf would be nice out here on the wing. He could just probably get away and get into the action. But he did get away. He got away to the sideline. He's sipping on some tea.
Definitely is very safe right now.
Smells like a fight is about to happen.
Alright, gets 2 die on a zombie. Doesn't yield much in the way of results. Did kind of open a hole up down the middle, but he's almost certainly going to move horse 3 in to finish off that screen. Oh, coming around at the white. White didn't like it.
Oh, that's on the killer. You're going to see a pile on here.
I would imagine. Though a risky pile on with your own killer. And it does not pay dividends.
So that's an opportunity. Big opportunity for Zoot.
Dauntlessing into a 2 die on the Frank. Stand Firm does what it's supposed to do. And the only question is where does horse 3 go? He goes for the foul, ladies and gentlemen. Doing what Bretts do best. Putting a boot in him. And he once again yields nothing. The rolling the hot 3 on the big foul. push on the wolf, and the wolf is free. Free to do, I'm not sure what.
Yeah, there aren't any amazing options. He does have 2 free zombies that can move. So there definitely needs to be a foul on the other killer. Is there a way for him to save his own killer?
He could blitz through onto the dirty player. And then, oh no, he still has to dodge because of the fend. Yep. Bretonnian peasants strike again. Got a big Lino League final game coming up against highly ranked Bretonnian peasants, and I'm not looking forward to all that fend. It's a big pain in my balls. Yeah, I'm not sure what a good play is here. I think you blitz with the wolf on something. Or just put the wolf into a threatening position.
Well, the niggled blitzer isn't exposed because you have no way to get an assist on him for the 4. Unless you're throwing a 1 die.
You could. You could bring the wolf around, tie him up to get the 1 die, yeah. Which is not what's happening.
No.
He is protecting. No, he is marking for the foul, I suppose, on the killer.
And he has to because that killer has jump up, so it's going to be slapping something back here. So he needs an armor break.
Oh, and it worked. That is a casualty
Ooh.
on the guy's name. That's Thomas. Thomas the tank engine. Heading to the rail yard. We will. He is back. The APO did its job. Bringing that hot 1-2. A lot of 1-2s today. So that removes some kill threat, but really doesn't change the landscape of this game long term all that much. Without jump up of his own, he'll be relying on the blitz. And I suppose, whoa!
Wow,
that's spicy.
Ballsy.
That's a play I can get behind. Oh, and the hot dice are coming in for the Necro at this point. There goes the dirty player. He's back to the bench to think about maybe cleaning his act up a little bit. But no movement left for the white. Which doesn't stop him from moving in between the 2 peasants. Or, sorry, zombies.
I think you're going to see Sandland score here.
There's definitely some risk if he doesn't.
Yeah, there's...
A GFI gives him a mark with the white. And the wolf is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a couple GFIs for punching. All 1 dies.
Well, no, he can get 3 guys for a screen, so he's probably safe for 1 more turn.
Yeah, now that he's knocked that zombie off.
As long as his Dauntless triggers and he can... Oh, now even if it doesn't trigger, smart play.
Yet again, big hit on the Frank. Who still should be able to occupy those 2 and maybe free up some action for the rest of these pieces. So there's still time to make a force and maybe get yourself a 2-turn opportunity. Oh, Necro are perfectly capable of the 1 turn if they need it.
Yeah, this is going to be an easy stall for 1 more turn. Beyond that, I don't know. Let's see what happens. Interesting choice there.
Setting up the screen, coming in for the hit. I am assuming on, on the white. And just like that, eliminated a lot of threat.
So he does have he's leaving a red die opportunity on that ball carrier now, as long as he can take down Sir Bedivere.
Which should be pretty doable. You should be able to get 2 dice on it pretty easy with this zombie assist. Hit with the zombie with no block. In which case, I think you take the boat down just to end its turn.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Downside to this is he has to dodge. with the wolf to have enough movement for a double push on his red die.
Agi 3 is almost as good as Agi 4. He should be fine.
I think the only people that agree with you there are Amazon coaches.
And goblins and Underworld.
And
Bob, did you know
fair,
that there are
stunties.
all
Forgot
Yeah.
about them.
leagues played in great caverns?
Living that Agi 3
The
dodge
teams are
life.
backed by the powerful greater clans. So you have Clan Skye teams,
Yeah.
Clan Eshin teams, and so on.
You lost me after Bob.
You know, if he knocks down Bedivere, I'd almost rather put the pieces on the table to try and kill Lancelot. Much easier to pull off.
And he's right down there in the open. It will be hard to get an assist over to him, though.
One GFI
The
from
opponent's tackle zone.
the kick zombie to swing around so you can 2-die Bedivere. Then you've got a zombie that can walk up and at least get a 1-die on him with your wolf.
Ah, I see what you're saying. Well, he's thinking about it. And jump up sure would be nice on that white unhappiness officer. But alas, not a skill he has. All the jump ups on the sideline over here. Well, he's thinking it through.
His other option is just 1-dying Bedivere. If he doesn't want a GFI, no, we are just going to
Coming to help his
blitz.
buddy. That's gonna
Maybe this pays some dividends. Nope,
Jim.
Would you like
it
to
does
go
not. But he at least can move into a threatening position. Maybe enough to encourage the score. Probably not. I know he's pulling the wolf back.
Yeah, I would at least left him there for a foul
Yeah, foul assist.
assist.
Well, Grazoot's strategy thus far, I think he's been quite successful in, which is keeping all of his pieces right in this part of the field. He has not allowed himself to be pulled into any sort of traps or shenanigans. And the first honest ref of the game. Let's see if he will accept a bribe. He does not, or he didn't try.
I think
He did not try.
honest ref here. You can't be guild affiliated.
All right, and that'll end that turn. And he should be able to screen very easily, and really can just stall, take a couple shots. Get the hit on the Frank here. Bring old Lancelot in on the white. Ah, but the push skull, old Dr. Push Skull, makes another house call. And it won't be that easy. It'd be really nice if you could make these field goal poles translucent.
He did fail that Dauntless too and burned a reroll on it.
So he did. Well, Dauntless is like a greed drug in and of itself.
So with that move, he definitely has to be scoring this turn.
The attacker smells weakness.
Well, no, he moved the wolf back. The wolf can't reach him, and I guess, yeah, he still can. But no assist. So he does not have to score.
Well, 2 GFIs with one of the zombies. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Because this knight is in a good spot. Lancelot's in a good spot. We'll see if he stays in a good spot, though. All right, he's coming in for the blitz on the Frank.
Is the assist going to be enough to come out on
The
top?
best laid plans often run into Franks, but not this time. And no pointy boots available to do any stepping. That's interesting.
That's bait.
Yeah, hit him, not him, right?
That is sidestep bait right there. You're not
Yeah.
taking him out anyway.
Well, you could hurt him. Could just get that lucky.
You could hurt him.
But yeah, now it's a pretty clear 2 GFIs with the. You could even get both zombies with 4 whole GFIs because that never goes wrong. And hit with a wolf.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll
You know,
second
on
hit
turn
will probably
7, turn 7, I'm taking that shot. I'm going to try to GFI with both those zombies.
Well, you pop the ball loose, get lucky, pop the ball loose, and suddenly this easy peasy drive for the Bretts yields nothing. That would be a coup. A coup for old Grzut.
Come on, guys.
All the
Together.
good work he did would be wasted.
And Mighty Blow White. Send that old peasant back to the Moss Peat patch. We can talk about his narco-syndicalist commune.
5, 6. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would do, but I'm an idiot.
No, I would do it too, and I definitely wouldn't have thrown a block first. Oh, he's
No.
definitely not doing it.
That's it. Get in their face.
He is sure not. He is content to cede this score. Seemingly from the beginning of this this turn.
And there's another great foul opportunity.
That's a big foul opportunity that he's making all the moves for. Maybe giving up his kick piece to do it, but we'll see. Well, he's got his bribes, so maybe not.
Yeah, he still has well, no, he still got both bribes. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't spin it on the last one on a no-skill zombie. Perhaps wise. But only yields the stun. Luckily, so the ref didn't feel like penalizing anyone for that. And now the long con comes to fruition for Grzut. Does his single babe yield better KO returns on his punch rounds? He tilt the scales long-term in his favor for an overtime play. Well, and look at that. The Bretonians stay sleepy and do not resuscitate,
Here comes
leaving an.
That's
beauties.
It was a plan all along. We've all
We'll
been
see it.
suckered.
Let's see if they're still sleepy after halftime. Then we'll be in good shape.
I mean, not for nothing,
They'll want to get it back.
but you remove 2 or 3 of these peasants down here, and suddenly this is a real thin Brett team. The catch is do those KOs stay out into overtime? And the answer is probably not. Yeah, I would have taken those hits too, guys, but you know, we're playing a personnel game. Playing long ball. Y'all are thinking about short balls. Like the ones between your legs. Oh. I don't think there was any terrible outcome other than just getting real unlucky on a wolf dying on a, you know, like a skull on the half die if he uses a sidestep right. But I don't know.
Well, like Atomics just said, which I completely agree with, it's playoffs. You got to go for that W. Health of my guys be damned.
That might be what he's doing, but in a way that is not as commonly understood. In a mystifying and strange way. And he's going to set up this this chain thing. He should try to surf one of these peasants just for fun.
When are they going to replace it?
Hey, and a blitz that will do no one any good. Feels like that's the majority of blitzes these days is on the old turn 8 one turn.
Except when they're against me. They're always turn 1.
I always see it. Or better yet, turn 8 on your drive on a close kick against elves.
Right. Ugh.
It's my life, baby. It's my life. All right.
Yeah, smells like a good old-fashioned fight.
Who gets the first punch? It's going to come in from the side.
This is going to be decisive.
Bonks him into the thing. Might as well pile on.
Swan dive time.
One of the best piling. And there's an injury on a Lino. Again, Grzut's long play coming to fruition. It's happening, folks.
Oh, rather them than me.
He's outsmarted us all. I guess with the fin, the one-turn attempt's pretty tricky. Not that tricky, but he's just not interested. Should get a beautiful foul opportunity here to potentially get one more removal out of the mix, and that's about it.
Yeah, that should be a one-up.
And a vanity pass. Don't forget the all-important vanity pass. Do it with Foot Clan, too.
Normally I would pass then foul. I'm fouling then passing here.
Oh, absolutely. Removals is everything here. And here should be
He's the dirty
boot.
player.
The players on the
Got him.
Got him.
Says he gets kicked in the face first.
And he says, whose boots are sharp? I think it's my stinky zombie boots. And take that bribe. Keep the dirty player in the mix. And what? So he's still got the one and the babe.
So even if all 3 KOs wake up now, he'll be exactly at 11 with no bench. So if any of them stay down, he's going to be short players.
I might as well burn that reroll.
Hey, they're moving the ball really well.
All right, well, let's see for ourselves how that return goes on the old KO comebacks. Oh, and 2 of them stay out. So he is down 2.
Importantly, it's the dirty player and the guard piece that stay out.
It's true. Has some high values staying off the pitch, especially in this game. And we're going to see the Necro leading off with the hits of their own, so plenty of removal opportunity here. And the Peasants are running real thin. We're getting into the blockers and knights only at this point. So hits are going to start coming at a premium. We'll see who laughs last. All right.
Yeah, only 2 peasants left, so he has to put something of value on the line now. So you're going to see the blockers up there.
Yeah, just both to the 2 of them, because he does not want to sacrifice his 4-strength Lino, which I don't know if I agree with. I think you let that guy ride like a chip someone gave you that you didn't deserve. Let him do his thing.
Hindrance, it's very possible he might regret greeting with the Apo earlier. Not that it was really a greet, it was an MNG, wasn't it?
I don't recall, but I will say just from a tactical standpoint, that was a pretty important piece to keep on the pitch in terms of removal potential. That was the jump-up guy. Where is he? There he is. Old Thomas the Tank Engine.
Was it a badly hurt Lumi? Okay.
Also a little greedy. But he's here to win. You play to win the game, as Herm Edwards once said. And that is what he's doing. The question is how well will he hold up now to 2 wolves on the pitch? I'm still real surprised there's no ghoul on this team. Seems like a ghoul would be a very nice complement to the pieces he's got. But he says, I don't need him.
Grzut is coming out of 5G, so it's a 1-season team. He may have not had the development as wolves that he wanted. I know I started with 2 wolves, and I just got my ghoul.
Just in order to avoid the temptation of carrying with him, you mean?
Right, I just wanted to force SPP onto my wolves. I wanted them to level as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, even if you don't carry with him, I think it's still nice to have the speed. But he does wind up picking up loose balls a lot and wind up scoring. Ghouls are just very good until they die. Until they turn into dust.
And one of the kickers with Necromantic is those ghouls don't regen. They are not. They have nothing. No Apo. When they go down, they're down.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So it looks like he's setting up the blitz on the far side. Not going to take the blitz on Horse 5, but instead, I'm guessing on the Black Knight.
Looks like the likely target, yeah.
Oh, and Russ, Ted, a zombie, gets rocked. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Yeah, as far as rocks go, not so bad.
What it does do, though, is it changes up his blocking front. He wanted to actually hit with Rusted so he could move Foot Clan up to be an assist.
Which he can still do.
He can't. He just has to hit with a zombie on the other side now. I think he wanted to force those guys to the right rather than push them straight.
Right. Well, if wishes were fishes, we'd all say glub glub. That's how that expression goes, right? He's going to put his Frank on the ground right off the jump. Might have even considered not wrestling there. Oh, no, sorry, that's a black guy.
Yeah.
I need to fill my drink, clearly. Gets the POW on the Knight. Let's see if it pays some dividends. Does not. No follow anyway for the pile-on, so he will move him back into, I would assume, a protected position. Yes, sir. Not exactly the way I'm sure he figured this first round of punching would go, but could definitely be worse.
Yeah, hindrance, there's Fend. Can't follow up on that, so there's no way to pile on. I still don't like where his white is. It's not really all that protected.
Yeah, and he's going to have to, in order to protect it, he would need to move the Dirty Player zombie up into harm's way.
Yeah.
Probably still does. And that white, he should probably be keeping that white pretty safe for as long as he can. The guard one. Because he's going to be real important as he gets into the scrum up ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to help him get his hands on those 4 strength pieces.
And it looks like it's about time to start doing something with the ball. Nope, it's time to foul.
What's that?
One assist foul on a blocker. And just a stun.
Here comes the other team.
Stun's huge there, though.
It ain't bad. Well, and we're committing the guard piece to the what would have seemed like the opposite side of the drive. He's going to follow and stay marked with Squishy 2, son of Squishy 1. And completing the front side screen.
Yes, they've picked up the.
I really don't like how exposed he left his killer.
He is pretty exposed, but do you think he will commit through the thing, either the 4-strength guy into a pile of Necro and a nearby wolf? I guess that's the question. Is he bait? Old happiness officer. Oh, apparently he is, because he's about to get hit.
Yeah, removing that killer does a ton for
More the merrier.
his defense.
Oh, and the
Ooh.
greed reroll.
Goes down alone.
Wrestle, fortunately, putting him on the ground. So I guess he's hoping he can get bodies in for a foul. No, he can't. He cannot get bodies
No.
over there for a foul. Now, he is still marked. Oh, he is definitely getting bodies in there for the foul. This is
We might be wrong.
something. I think he might be overvaluing removing this killer.
Question is, who is he fouling with?
That's not. Well, that's what I'm not sure. I think. Rel?
7. There's no.
I mean, who else was he fouling with?
If he commits those Rel over there to foul, though, this is gangbusters to the Necro's right side. Like, he's gone. You're not catching him after that.
Well, maybe they figure they can win an attrition fight by getting him out of the mix, while the Necro protect the ball upfield. They let these guys basically mimic Grizoot's strategy of staying in the middle of the field, beating up what the Necros have to stay behind. I don't know though. That all seems wacky to me.
Yeah,
All right, so we have a little bit of screen action. He did not sell out, and is threatening with brave Sir Robin. That should be a pretty preventable situation. You should be able to get one Frank in over here to protect against the foul a little bit, and then even mark brave Sir Robin with a zombie to either force him into dodges or punch his way through.
Well, with that mark, really all he has to do is put somebody on Sir Robin and blitz off with his white.
Yeah, that's right. So no guard on the field. And here it comes.
Smells like a good old-fashioned fight.
Right now, just a 1 die. So is he using the wolf? He is.
That's 2. Yep. Gets the POW.
This player likes to be well assisted.
That is a big old POW. And this might be one of those times you use the piling on. Oh, especially. Oh, no.
Nope, no
Don't need it. And once again, Grizoot outsmarts us all. The old bait.
Still piles on.
The vicious
The greed pile.
The vicious Arabi. And was not punished. Was not punished for that one. Woof.
Oh, that would have been so huge if that was just a stun.
That was the Arabiest of plays right there, ladies and gentlemen. Wanted to kill him. Didn't want to give him a chance.
That guy was
But the Necro are in no rush. So now, having removed one of the most valuable pieces for the Bretts, they should have ample opportunity here to start kind of a sustained removal campaign against the Frenchman.
Now, where are you on this? He's got that piece gone. That's a big piece of that strength 4. Are you playing for overtime now?
Oh, yeah. I think that was the play all along. I think it's kind of what we were joking about is, in fact, actually what Grizoot's going for, either intentionally or by realization. But I think what he's doing is he's going to try to put the Bretts in such a bad position that come overtime, even if he doesn't receive the kick, he will have such a massive numbers advantage. He still has 2 zombies on a bench, including his kick piece. So if he does need to try to steal the ball, he can at least give himself a decent opportunity at that.
Yeah. And I think it confirms that the fact that he's still piled on a KO looking for the Kaz. Definitely wants to be in the overtime game.
Bretts are resorting to blitzing the exterior zombies, which I think is exactly the situation Grizoot wants at this point. And moving old Lancelot into a very vulnerable position without a screen, which we might get. No, we do not.
They're gathering around that lone player, like halflings round a sandwich.
And that's a tasty meatball hanging out over there. Once again, might be
Those are both tasty meatballs hanging out over there. I'm probably actually trying to eliminate the leader reroll first. I don't believe he's used one this half.
Yeah. Escaping immediate peril is the jump up knight. Thomas the tank engine. And quite a commitment from the Bretts. Sending all the knights down the field. after the wolf in the backfield. Can he cut off a handoff path to the other wolf? Yes, he can. 2 GFIs. Suddenly makes this a little hairier than I'm sure Gazoot would like it to be. But there are a lot of blitz targets to free up that handoff if he is so inclined. It's almost kind of pick your guy. Who you want to blitz? The Black Knight? Sir Belvedere? Bedivere? That's not a real name.
It's actually only 1 GFI if you wanted to hand off to the wolf.
Oh, just to run around him? 1, 2,
Yep, you're running right
3,
between those guys.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, just 1 GFI, you're right. Which he's doing. Oh, no, he's handing off to the Frank. I'm just kidding.
No way.
He's just Cajun.
The based Frank.
Yeah. It would be sweet, though.
That'd be some next level stuff right there.
That's ballin'. Big ballin'.
Close, they can smell your breath and see the
Yeah, now he himself should be able to screen off pretty effectively if he wants, but my hunch is that he wants a removal game. And I'm surprised no follow on that to get the to get a little more bodies on the foul. I assume we're going to see a foul on Dave the block.
Yeah, I'm looking for where our blitz target is here.
I'm kind of the mind that you blitz horse 7 over here just to keep the Kaz ball rolling. You know, except that like I can get more shots at these other guys later. Oh, interesting.
I like that. I like that protects his wolf, and he can still blitz horse 7. Yeah, I think that's the right call.
Is that where he's going? He is.
moved right next to a teammate.
Gets the POW. Ah, the armor 7 holding up like the steel that it is.
Should see him move around here for the assist foul.
Yes, sir. And removing one of these blockers permanently would be a nice little boon.
5 gold pieces.
Ah, and these honest refs. Not that honest, though. Taking the bribes.
I was gonna say, you're saying that a little too quick. Don't give him that much credit.
Yeah. Just corrupt enough to force you into bribing him. He's almost got a little leap cage going here.
Yeah, I think I would like to see Frank move himself out and around.
Up front
Maybe put
or back to deal with these guys?
Up front, maybe put a second body on horse 5 so it's not as easy for him to beat up that zombie.
Yeah.
You still got your cage set. But we're going to go the other way.
I guess he figures now he can just take off down the pitch and there's really nothing between him and the end zone. So he may not even have to send help with the wolf. He could just run away from him if he can keep them all bottled up in the backfield.
And putting the fleshy back there actually protects his killer and his dirty player at the same time.
Doing what they do best. Wearing leather jackets and protecting your good guys. Oh, I will say this red and white color scheme doesn't go so great with the leather jacket. I'm sure Wolfram would have a lot to say about it. We're going to see a hit on the guard piece. I think that's a good target. Might also get you a mark on the ball. But not with the killer. Not with the Mighty Blow piece.
Around that lone player, like halflings round a sandwich.
No armor break means that guard will be applied to both of these boys on the next turn. And with the blitz already used, the wolf just has to hand off to get the ball out of immediate danger.
Pressure on the ball carrier. Move quicker.
And the Bretts now potentially could get completely swallowed up. Or at least everybody but Lancelot.
So he doesn't necessarily need to hand this off. He does have dodge on that wolf, and there is a way to clear that tackle piece.
With the killer. Well, he's neutralized both of the assists
Nope,
over here.
You'd have to use the Frank. You'd have to use the Frank.
Yep. That's not as fun.
But it does get your wolf out of there, so your wolf's not a target after he hands off. Handing off is just going to leave him sitting right there.
Yeah, but you could bring the assists in if you needed to. But you're right. It's the better play is to hit with the Frank. I just get into that orc mindset where I just want to hit with my killer all day, every day.
Trying to see if there's a chain push here somewhere.
Not an obvious one.
Yeah, you could pull it off, but you'd be committing a lot of guys to do it. I think I'm just blitzing off his killer with Frank and then dodging out.
I also think I might...
Like that. My life coach says I have.
Now, which Frank are you talking about hitting with? The blodger or the no blodger?
Loyalty officer.
See, I was thinking you bring loyalty officer around behind these guys and basically bottle them up for good. And then you hit with the other.
He's only got 4 movement. He's not making it all the way around that other blocker.
3, 4. Yeah, you're right. Well, not yet. If all goes well with the one hit, then you could bring a zombie in to assist, get the other hit, open up a little hole, run him through. But yeah, probably not worth it.
True. You could use your dirty player to assist, hit the blocker, clear him, and then Frank could come right in.
Yeah. And then you'd be sitting pretty, but that's a lot of investment and a lot of things going right in order for that to happen. So I think he will probably be hitting with that boy. And then, of course, you're putting another body, a good body, between all these guys and the ball.
A good time to hand
Yeah.
off the ball.
Well, handing off.
Depends if the receiving player can grab it without dropping it.
Easy peasy, living greasy, Agi 3 life. And we out.
Yeah, his next action definitely needs to be to move the ball safe, and then he can get to swinging.
And there he goes to the far side. Now, I think we'll see a chase from Lancelot on the subsequent turn. So who does he get in the way? I guess he's got a Frank. Whoa!
Why?
That I don't know.
A great feat of ineptitude.
What was he worried about? Was it Lancelot?
I don't know, but there was no reason for that. He was already 2 squares out of GFI range.
What do you guys see? What do you guys what do you guys see that I don't see here? Why would you make that GFI? Other than just a little more distance. Here's the assist, so he is going to hit this blocker after all. Oh.
No.
Well, that didn't go as planned.
Just a zombie.
And he regened it anyway.
Well, at least they're not dead. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe just nerves. Now, we have a pretty clear path for old Lancelot. He did not move anybody really to occupy him. I guess he figures the Frank can kind of get downfield, and about the time it's going to take Lancelot to get near the ball. Well, yeah, the Frank or the White are going to have to use their turn clearing this blocker. And that's a 4-strengther that's going to be chasing with not a lot of resource to go help the ball carrier, so it might get tough to stall here.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Actually, I'm going to go make a drink. I'll leave it to you, Shaoz. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Mongoose, unfortunately, the wrestler did not choose to use wrestle, so they're both down end of the turn. And I like this blitz right here. It's going to put more pressure in. He's really going to hurt the ability for him to stall now. I expect to see Horse 5 get up in the way or tag this Flesh Golem even. Yeah, and this is the danger right here of leaving his guys back now that they're all stuck there. They won't be going anywhere.
Like a halfling on a hot dinner.
So his ability to stall here is almost zero at this point. Which is going to leave Sandland, it looks like 4 turns to score. Just plenty.
This is going to be decisive.
Oh, and that big hit. Came back just in time to see some peasant punch in action. And a lot of Bretts downfield all of a sudden.
Unity is strength.
Yep, you missed a blitz by Horse 5,
You
the
like
peasant.
an aggressive hug, don't they, Jim?
They'd call it wrestling, Bob.
Yeah, so
Interesting choice there to hit the wrestler with the killer rather than either
then
the
with the
wolf
Frank.
or the Frank. So the killer could at least move down and tag one of these guys. Frank could have tagged the other. So if he'd hit it with the wolf,
Yeah, the wolf seems like the play because then you free up the Frank and the white. They can both get upfield. Frank can tie up your horse 5, and the white can at least get in position to help out. But as it stands right now, there's suddenly very little between all of the good Bretonnians and this poor, sweet pupper named Wolf Hind 2. Wolfhound.
well, now he can still actually tag Horse 5 with the fleshy and get the wolf up around to tag Lancelot.
No, he's
But we're
pulling
going
the
a whole
wolf
different
back.
direction. So I think we're going to see a score here since we're just going for some damage.
We're gonna be here for quite some time.
Yeah, no marks on these pursuing knights, so I think you're right. But does that mean
Yeah, and I
he's
hope we
out
don't
of
see
bribes?
a foul here. Yeah, we are out of bribes.
Oh, that would be a very Arabi moment. He's getting the Frank upfield, but should be fairly easily 2-died. I don't know what will do him a lot of good. Here comes the white. Less easily 2-died. And we will see the foul.
Wow. This could be disastrous.
He skated by on that one. Whew.
Yeah, he did.
So now where does he go?
I think he has to score. I mean, that peasant can get him anywhere.
Peasant's too fast.
And then
Now
we'll
it is
see
no
if,
block, but
Grazoot is going to play some defense this time around.
yeah, so as it would stand, if he scores here, he will be leaving 4 turns, and he does. Oh, yes, he does. Faked me out twice.
But you have to do the run-up. Your touchdown counts for more points if you do the run-up.
That's true. And that momentum carries you forward. All things are cosmic. All particles are atoms. Science and math. All right, so we have a 1-1 game with about 4 turns remaining. The ball is going back to the Bretonnians. And let's see how the KO situation holds up. And if it continues to be a major factor, it does not. In fact, that brings the guard piece back into play. And who is the other one? Basically, only the dirty player has stayed out now, meaning that he is at only 1 piece disadvantage going into this 4-turn drive for the Bretonnians and Sandland.
Be a winner.
And that's huge, getting that blitzer and blocker back.
Yeah, the blocker in particular is pretty critical. 5 movement is a little bit of a liability given the turn scenarios in. But again, Bretts are so fast. They should
I'll
be
be on
able to
that.
make something of it.
It's the guard piece and a strength 4 piece that came back. It's
Good return.
really good return. Yeah, that would have been very nice for those to stay out, but Grzut just has to hold off for 4 turns and cause damage.
He does indeed, and both teams should be pretty wary of using their rerolls unless the Bretonnians find themselves in a position to score, in which they might want to use them and end it before you get into an extended overtime situation. And let's see if their zombies hold up to line of scrimmage hits better than they did in the first turn of this game, when they got ravaged by the Frenchmen.
Isn't that always how it happens?
It is for me. All right, we have kind of a little condensed elf pillar with Frank wing defensive formation.
Great game so far.
I guess keeping his mobility and his center point up.
Dull moment, but it'll pick up any second now, I promise.
While the Knights of Saint-Denis clearly sense the urgency and are moving plenty of pieces up towards the line of scrimmage. And a couple wings back to help out.
Is this where we get our payback blitz?
It could be. Oh, it's close. Let's see if we get it. Oh, we do! We do get the payback blitz. Once again, Grzut has outsmarted us all, leaving himself ample time to steal the ball and score with his Wolves. Oh, that's wild. Can easily clear Sir Bedivere and easily put a wolf underneath the ball. And maybe get some support. Not a lot, but some. Frank's move up to mark. Prevent some of the mobility. There's plenty of dodge on this Bretonnian team, though, and not a lot of tackle
This is a big
on the
game,
Necro.
Bob. How do you feel about being at such an important match?
I'm enjoying Luke's comments in
What's
in
he say?
chat.
Again when there's
4-turn touchdown for Brett's to score. My Gamble Vegas ticket is purchased. Yes, we will see. Just got my ticket. Fuck Knuckle. It's your fault, Luke.
Oh, not what he wants on the blitz.
Ooh, rather smug for remaining upright. Pride comes
A
before-
knockdown or a both down would have probably been okay there. But it's okay. It's going to bounce into the Frank's hands. Easy peasy, living greasy.
With him not going down, it's going to be hard to commit your full force to that side, because if that ball bounces the other way, you know, he's just leaving a race lane to the left.
It's true. Got a plan for success, though. That's what they always say. My gambling groups.
Yeah, and I'm surprised it wasn't a wolf blitz on that guy.
Well, just for the 2 hits, right? Because you could easily get the mark up to give yourself 2. Whoa.
Oh, and he goes for it.
Playing
Big
for all
dodge
the
there.
marbles, yeah. So a high dice roll gets him the ball on the wolf. Hey, no problem, baby. Ball's on the wolf. Tackles not entirely
Or
marked.
strength tackle faces.
Right
tackle
there.
faces free.
Yep.
Waving at him. I see you.
Well, and that would be the first order of business, I would imagine.
The thing about Blood Bowl
In case you have to
is how
re-roll it.
brings everyone together in a common joy of death. You have orcs, dwarfs, men.
And it certainly is coming in from the top side.
Oh, wait. Something's
And
happening.
who
They're
needs
forced
tackle
possession away from the ball hold.
when you roll some pows? Ball goes into okay spot.
That's a decent spot. That's a decent spot.
Yeah, back and to the right would have been the ideal, I suppose. But this will do, especially with Frank going down. Now, who does he have to get there and get the ball?
Well, I think that would be the Black Knight. We'll have to dodge out and get over there.
Actually, at this point, Brave Sir Robin can reach, and now he's got this 2-die parade. But no armor breaks out of all these hits. So Necro will be able to stand up and harry the ball fairly efficiently.
I think whoever picks up that ball has to hand it off directly behind them once they pick it up. Because they're definitely exposed. They're both going to be at max movement. Oh, the snakes.
Oh. Well, so he's got 2 bodies surrounding. Probably stand them both up. Maybe not the wolf.
If you're Grazoot right now, you're happy because you can turn this into a scrum to where that ball's not getting picked up and play for OT.
Yeah, OT is less of a benefit and more of a dice roll than I think he was hoping for in terms of removal rates. Still has a few turns to make that different. But as of right now, we're heading into a pretty tense overtime that may ride almost entirely on who gets the coin flip, unless something breaks someone's way. Now, we can get the 1 die on horse 5 with the killer, if he's so inclined. Wrestle looming large in this game, once again putting a Frank on the ground. That will free up the Black Knight for the next turn, which is pretty valuable. And he is not committing that zombie to that. He is instead committing to the punch on the killer. There also appears to be either a gunfight or a fireworks celebration outside of my house right now. Now, do you put him on the ball to see where you get the scatter?
I'm not. I'm pushing him down the line if it's me.
That's
I want
probably
my body
the right
on the
move.
ball myself.
Oh, there goes horse 5.
Ooh, that's a big deal.
Want to fight one against
That's a big deal.
He has proven to be a bigger player than you might expect this game, but no more. He is out for the rest of the game, and that will matter in overtime. Pretty big play for Grazoot. Now the question is can he find a way to get his guard over to where it matters on the other side of the field, where the Bretonnian guard is much closer. I don't think the Bretts have a very great chance other than some lucky bounces and maybe some dodges of getting the score here.
He definitely could have, but he didn't take it.
He did not. I thought he might have pushed off with the zombie there. But instead he's bringing the body around to get the mark on this Wrestle Boy.
That does give him the opportunity to hit the other guard piece down, which is nice.
Oh, and the removal. So he's going to have to get him back on a roll. And that is a big hit. This has been a good turn so far for Grazoot.
I don't like doing these blocks without moving that zombie up to tag the ball. But they're
Wow.
working out for him real well.
You don't have to like it,
Right?
because Grazoot likes it.
Well, that removal right there is huge, because now he can dodge his wolf out.
Yeah, just swing him right around on the backside. Zombie goes up. Puts an extra, make it hard to pick up the ball on the ball. And really, we're not that far removed from a realistic scoring opportunity for Grazoot and the Necro. With a little bit of luck and a little bit of work. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, that's bad.
Do we see
And
the
that could
reroll?
change it right back.
I don't think it has created a great deal more opportunity for the Bretts. They can certainly put this Frank on the ground and then kind of free up this collection of dudes, but where are they going to go?
You know what he did do there, though? He was looking to make that wolf a scoring threat.
Yeah.
Now it has to be tagged. Sandland has to put somebody on it.
likes to be well assisted in a fight.
Rolls the boxcars on the Frank, makes quick work of them. And so now what do we do with the Knights? All of which are free.
That player is It's about to
Now,
get punched above and
the Black... Is that the Black Knight?
at the same time.
Yeah.
The Black Knight is a pretty credible passing threat here. If you put him downfield. Nope, and you don't. Instead, we're going to mark the ball,
Can they pick it up?
and we're all just going to stand around the ball and punch. That seems to be the order of the day. Though with that rash of permanent removals and KOs that need to be rolled back, overtime is looking a bit grimmer for the French.
Yeah, I think they're both playing for OT now. I think you'd have seen the Black Knight run down the field there, like you said, if he was going for a score.
Yeah, at least
Right.
force him to dedicate, this guard guy or the white down the pitch to protect against it. But without doing that, we're just now we're in a little puncherama.
Yeah. And
Puncho,
I
buncho.
don't like being in a puncherama if I'm the Bretts right here.
No. And you can't really... Yeah, you can't do much to ensure that guard piece isn't moving into the action on the next turn. So this could start getting ugly.
Yeah.
These 4-strength knights are really holding in there, though.
They are. I'm just worried that now Lancelot is going to be forced into the action. And one wrong hit, could end his career. Those niggles are dangerous. We've seen a lot of players die this week.
As they're meant to do. Ours is not to reason why. Ours is but to do and die.
Well, they were mostly elves, so I was okay with it.
Yeah.
He tries to secure the ball.
A lot of POWs coming in on these turns. It's nice and spicy, but the removals are not coming in for the Bretts. And they might want to think about protecting Thomas here.
Big play there.
That is a big play. He will have 2 turns, which he has, I think, plenty of movement to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Easy peasy. He can get to 12, and then it's another. So the onus is now back to the Necro to bottle that up and prevent him from taking a straight line down the pitch. With 3 credible scoring threats at the moment.
And that's not going to be tough to do here.
No. It just means that he can't set up his own fun. Or he can't commit over to the foul on Thomas. He needs to bring these zombies around to get bodies and assists in here. He should be able to get a pretty nice hit on Lancelot, though.
Well, the part about that, yes, he can get a first one in. He doesn't want to do it with anything that has frenzy.
No, I would do it with the white.
Yeah, the wolves are at such a disadvantage in this because of the sidestep.
Yeah, just lead him like the Pied Piper,
Mhm.
leading the wolf snakes away from the Irish village.
But I do believe you're going to see the killer roll around behind the wolf here and take a shot on Lancelot.
That would be my play. I mean, not that tough to get in front.
No, because after the killer hits, he can drop back, and the other white can drop back as well. And you're
Well,
golden.
and there's a zombie here within space, especially if he gets a removal. Actually, it doesn't matter if he gets a removal. He can still probably swing 1, 2, 3, 4 and get some help. And then this other white, yep, with just a GFI could back him up. Though I don't know if Grizoot's that keen on using his rerolls just yet. I do think he should be standing up Zombie 1, the dirty player, immediately before he does anything else. Tying up
yes,
this killer
absolutely.
is far more valuable than whatever foul he's hoping to save him for. Gonna get the zombie coming in. All right, and he does. Oh, not the target we expected. Oh,
Into a 1-die. Wow.
Oh no.
Why? Is he looking to dodge out and hit the ball carrier? I couldn't after that.
I'm not sure.
That is likely going to be the game.
It should be. Now,
Barring if the
Yeah.
wolf stays on its feet, there's a chance.
he can get the guard white to the ball presently.
Yeah, that was a weird choice to hit. I don't know that he must not have realized it was going to be a 1-die. He had to not see something.
He thought maybe it was a 2. He did not stand up the dirty player, so Thomas is jumping up and not marking who I guessed.
Jumped up, parts of the stadium would collapse, killing many fans.
So the guard white is still free to mark the ball. The question is will the wolf be standing long enough to take advantage of it? Oh!
Like that, bad for your head, bad for your pride.
You
That
have
is
to
a
reroll
failed...
that.
You have to, yeah. Gets the mark to get the push through.
That's it. Force 'em back and then
Unfortunately, that... Oh! And that's a big one.
So you're
Wolf.
saying there's a chance.
Sure are. Well, Gerzoot has a chance to send this to overtime.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is going to take a GFI to mark with the white. Unless he wants to try and punch Dave.
All right, seals off Lancey. Doing his safe moves first this time. Might have learned his lesson. I think he's got to
need to be close.
punch Dave.
So close they can smell your
Yeah,
breath and
you
see
can't
it
take the
dead
chance of
insects.
having to burn a reroll.
Well, you might have to burn a reroll anyway on a both.
Well, you got
down.
two shots at Dave at least, but yes.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, together.
Gets the push.
That was the wrong guy to do it with.
He's freeing up this boy. So maybe we're not, or are we hitting with the white?
Go forward. The end zone is in sight.
I would hope not. I hope we're hitting with the wolf. That way, if you miss the first one, at least there's... Well, if he tags with the white now, at least he gets a 2-die with that first wolf hit.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Throwing the ball. Can't argue with that.
All right. Living that life.
All right, so now it all comes down to a wolf dodge, which he gets.
Absolutely have to.
Oh, well, it worked out. Big pal
Ow.
should do it. I would risk the GFI on the wolf to move him back and mark the ball. Yep.
Yes.
All right, now it's a tall order for Brave Sir Robin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and GFI. Still doable.
Well, he needs to get... Gerzoot needs to get somebody on Lancelot. He needs to knock down the Black Knight and get a body on Lancelot for sure.
Goodness gracious, this game got wild.
Unfortunately, he's hitting a blodger with sidestep with a zombie to clear. And it's not going to happen.
Takes a skillful player to stay up under such a sustained assault.
I wouldn't do anything else.
I wouldn't hit him again. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Just hope he doesn't. So what is that? That's 4+ against tackle. Oh no, here comes the
Not
clear.
anymore.
That's a dangerous place to be.
Just gets the push.
Is he going to burn his reroll?
He does.
And he's going to... That's not good.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are free balling it. Whatever
Here we
happens
go.
here, there are no more rerolls in this match. Here we go. No problem. Oh,
They could sprint into the end zone.
Tackle.
tackle. No reroll.
Tackle does a thing.
All right, we'll see you in overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Yakacha! And that will do it for regulation. Well, the answer to many of your questions in chat is probably nerves. Once the blitz happened, it feels like everyone got a little wild. He does get back the guard, what do they call, blocker.
Wakey, wakey.
The guys with the footballs on the head.
Knockout's back. Being outnumbered is never fun, Jim. But on the Blood Bowl pitch, well...
Yeah, the reroll
this needs
on the
to be
hit.
a hell of a kick.
I mean, it's always hindsight's 20/20, right? You get the knockdown and you feel pretty good about it.
So once again, we had a KO not wake up. That dirty player does not want to play today.
Nah, he's done.
He's
phoning it in. Now, we do have the Bretts getting the ball first, but not a lot of pieces to work with.
Yeah, 3-man advantage for the Necro.
So with both Wolves, both Whites, but guard on both sides, this still should be a pretty good puncher. The thing I'd like to see is Grazoot be able to better position his Franks. Feels like they've been getting caught out in the middle of nowhere and tied up by small pieces, kept away from the action. And he really needs to negate some of that strength that Sandland is able to move around so freely with the Bretts.
Absolutely agree. They're hard to keep in the fight, though. I'll tell you what. They like to get out of position, and once they are, you're not getting them back. Not without blitzing something off of them.
Or 75% dodging, combat officer.
He does have dodge. I do like my 2 agility dodges. I'm basically a big guy.
Yeah, baby.
Sounds good.
Oh, we're getting a lot of line marks. We're getting zombies up, I guess, to negate potential assists.
Do I
Or
need a
apply
crystal ball to
pressure.
kick off event again?
I mean, you should. You're rolling hot
I
right
think
now.
I'm feeling like we are gonna have a pitch invasion. If we're gonna get hilarity, let's hit all the hilarity.
Hey, Jim. How many halflings?
Looks like we are getting a strong side formation from the Bretts. They want to end this. They do not want to drag this drive out,
It takes 6. One to change the candle.
which I guess is the most obvious thing I possibly could have said there, but I don't care.
That is
So-
a terrifying setup if another blitz happens.
It is, especially if you use your kick and get it over on the far side. You have a lot of committed pieces. Is the kicker not out there?
I don't see it.
Where?
No, he's
Why is
off
he
the
on the
field.
bench?
He left him on the sideline,
And the dirty player.
and I think he just realized it.
Oh.
Frank's got this.
Well,
About you, but I find this
it's not nothing.
blisters of
Wow.
severe burns.
Okay.
Hmm.
Still a spicy
That is
kick.
it's a
No
very
rerolls.
spicy kick.
No rerolls in Elijah Agi 3. And the ball on the
He got
sideline.
sure hands though.
Which guy has
He does
sure
have sure hands in the back. Brave Sir Robin has sure hands.
Oh, so he does.
He stays still like a rock.
Getting his hits on the line. Not that zombie, though. Rusthead 1. Hangs in there. That's an interesting commit. Gets the POW, though. And no break. And he's able to create a bit of cushion around the ball.
It's an interesting base of the zombie there.
It is.
One of the coach's
Oh.
skills is picking the best player for the job.
Sure hands does the thing.
Always
The sure hands did do a thing. But with Agi 3,
Is this player a tool?
it's far from a sure thing.
Tool.
Now the Necro have to deal with being a little bit out of position.
Yeah.
And all this sidestep over here means there's not a lot of good things for the Wolves to be doing.
No, I think the flesh golem needs to drop back at an angle and try to get in front of this play. It's the only way he's going to get involved.
Yeah, and the killer probably needs to hit the guard guy or Thomas. Probably Thomas. Leave the guard guy tied up with the Frank.
Yeah, Thomas is definitely should be the target.
But we are not getting the killer blitz. Though he is not a sidestepper. Of all of these boys, he could just bring his own wolf over and get that second
Right.
hit.
Well, Thomas is also a blocker. Sidestep would be a doubles roll for him.
Oh, sure. I'm just saying, of all the pieces out here, he is one of the few where that's not actually that big a problem. Falls the Frank back. Don't forget about Squishy, too, who should really just drop back at a diagonal at this point, and he's not.
Nope. He's going to go be a scoring threat.
He's gonna screen the reverse. Yeah, I don't see how the zombie doesn't get cleared. The question is he going to be able to get enough comfort down the field with his ball carrier?
He'll get an assist now.
Here comes the hit. First one will do it. No need to worry about frenzy, and he should be able to fall back into a screening position.
I don't like that push. If he pushes him an angle there, he can step up and actually hit that knight at the same time with that zombie.
I don't like hitting the knight. No block versus blodge step and fend. Though I might have liked to give. Oh, that's spicy.
I like it. There's jump up on that killer too, though. So putting the wolf right there, he's not safe. Yeah, you're gonna see this wolf get slapped here.
Rapper. I assume that was once a rat. And regen finally fails for the old panic and puppies. Here comes a hit on the wolf. And pushes. So nothing's so easy. He should be able to get that guy downfield if he wants. Along with old brave Sir Robin. But he will be a bit exposed. Will not have as much support as he might have liked. With a guard guy, a Frank, and a killer all right in the neighborhood. And another set of pushes.
That's huge.
Yeah, now it's a pretty hard decision to move forward. I think you have to stay back and hope that your phalanx here will do some work for you. But he does not. He moves up into the pocket. Though a lot of sidestep makes that probably less scary than it would seem to me. I guess he doesn't lose much by doing that dodge. I don't hate it.
Yeah, so...
Don't love it.
There's a strong chance, if he doesn't knock the killer down with this initial hit, that it can get surfed.
The hit with the white?
Yeah, if the white hits the killer here, it gets a push.
Which he does.
Good call. Intimidation is the
Right, now applies guard to both those pieces.
I was still
The Frank could theoretically clear off the guard boy of the other Frank, which he could easily tie up with zombies who are just floating around back here doing nothing.
The attacker has an assist. That player is so close to a world of hurt.
Alright, so we get the blitz on the killer with the killer. Nothing happens. But he does put him in a much tougher position. I think the real order of the day at this point is freeing the Franks up and getting them over to the sideline and overwhelming the remaining Brett forces.
Absolutely.
He should take this other zombie and mark.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. The question is which Frank. I would also probably move your wolves into position.
Before throwing these blocks, absolutely.
Yep. But we come in, we get the mark on one of the knights. Makes it a little harder to use him. Get maybe a wolf behind the white. Probably the blodger. And then worry about freeing up your Franks. There we go. Grazoot, stop sniping my stream. All right, Bretts are finding themselves in a tougher position, and that is a welcome and big pow. He will need to get another one with the zombie. Push will do. And now 1, 2, 3, 4 can cram him right in the middle of all these dudes.
Would you put him there, or would you go behind the white?
Behind the white, oh, on the front side?
Well, between the white and the wolf at an angle there.
Right.
That way he can't clear the white and dodge through.
Yeah,
Because right now he
probably.
did leave an angle. Nope. He likes your idea.
He's taking the orc approach. Just cram him in there. And like I said, he clears the white relatively easily. Uh-oh. And removes him. So there goes the guard. And while his guard is kind of indisposed over here, removing that necro guard is no small.
Oh, I didn't realize he actually followed with his golem on the other side when he did that hit, so it's not free this next turn.
Correct. Presumably to ensure he keeps the guard guy tied up, but I don't know that that's going to do him that much. Should have another 2 die-in coming on the golem. And if he can stay standing, that's magnificent value for that piece. And he cannot. But the amount of commitment required to get to this point means that the Bretts don't have a lot of good options.
No, they don't have a blitz here, unless it's with his ball carrier.
You have another free zombie incoming to kind of offset the loss of that white, but that is not a great loss. And with no stand firm near the sideline or sidestep of their own, it's going to be hard to get enough marks on old Lancelot here to get a real hit, unless you want to take that 1 die. Though a 1 die chain... Oh, no, you can't chain push him because he's a sidestepper.
Wouldn't they be better dodging out of the way rather than...
No. Strike first.
Oh, boy. Old Dubskulls rears his head, and we are not seeing the result of that yet because Sandland is destroying his house as we speak. Oh, if the zombie caught that.
I told you that zombie is a scoring threat.
He is. Well, this is a pretty rotten situation. Immediately stands up to Frank.
Grazoot knew that was going to happen. That's why he followed with the other fleshy. So now it can clear the ball.
Now here, maybe you hit with the Frank and put it on the ball just to get it away from these 2 guys. And you've got wolves right in the neighborhood. Get the POW. Easy breezy. Does not put him on the ball. It's fine. He can clear the other guy right here. Does so. And we get to see the speed of the wolves. Now I
don't know that I'm picking up here yet. I think I'm getting more bodies up there because it's a 3-up. No reroll.
Yeah. I do think you pick up with the Blodge Wolf. You make a point of trying to get him into the spot. But I don't know that I take any more hits until I try to pick up the ball. You do have a lot of bodies on, though, including your Blodge Frank. That's a great guy to have right next to the ball. But if you can't pick it up and get away with it, you're going to kicks, and I don't think anyone wants that. Here we go. Here's the hit.
They've gone into the opponent's tackle zone.
And that's a good one. That will put old Rel. Conference of Dreams. Probably not worth taking any GFIs to move. That position's not bad. Maybe move the zombie up to tie these boys or force them into punches.
Yeah, I'd move him up to touch the killer, and then I'm going for the ball. That or he goes for the ball and saves that zombie to foul Brave Sir Robin, which isn't terrible either.
And
Missed that
He
action.
chooses the Tackle Wolf.
I don't know why you don't move the other, whichever wolf you're going to pick up with, why you don't move the other one first. Gets the hit on the zombie. I would imagine no follow. It doesn't need to. Gets the removal.
Let the bed bugs bite.
Nothing easy for these teams. Breaks going either way.
Right off.
No one's capitalizing. And this very, very tense situation continues, but you do have a pretty good hit from the Frank coming on the guard boy. Fortunately, the one zombie is holding, but he once again did not move Rust Head, who's really not doing anyone much good.
That's big right
One of
there.
them should hit harder.
Frank's doing Frank things. Tying up 3 valuable pieces over here on the sideline. Now he has to decide, does he trust Dodge enough to try to get the old Lancelot into a valuable position? He does. And he does.
They'll need to scoop up that ball and quickly.
Punches the wolf off and has a opportunity to make a dodge and pick up the ball, which does not happen.
Perhaps.
And a bounce the Necro shouldn't be too upset about. Might have themselves an opportunity to get another shot at that ball, but will probably involve a dodge. And now he just remarked the ball.
He's following up, hoping to get the knockdown.
Well, that ain't no thing. Just dodge through everything and pick it up. Easy peasy. I would really like to see Rusthead or this wolf get into the action before any more dice are thrown.
Yeah, big time.
Because you have Lancelot swooping in from the backside.
Come on,
That is a
guys,
sidestepper.
together.
This is not your Tackle Wolf. You're going to pay for this.
Yep. I guess he can't get away from an assist, though, so he should get 2 die on both.
Nothing must be holding him up.
But that's not what you want.
No, it would have been a 1 die if he'd have gone toward the other wolf.
The man doesn't let up on his opponent for 1 second.
It's going to be up to this zombie Foot Clan 2 to fish a pow out against this boy on a 1 die. Against a block stepper.
Rusted could move in and give him at least 2 die.
I think he doesn't want to move Rusted. I think he's decided Rusted lives here in this particular square.
Attacker has an assist.
Well, there's the pow.
No follow.
Yeah, he'll be seeing that boy in the play next turn. Now, he could move... No, he can't. Oh, yeah, he could. He could move Rusted up now and mark Thomas.
That's it. Get in their face. One step and
Once again, no follow.
No, they can't. That guy has fend.
Oh, yes.
But he did just free up a scoring threat by doing that.
And his turn is not going as he probably hoped and dreamed. Yes, so he'll leave the mark with the wolf on the ball. He has no movement left, so any attempt to pick it up and run off will probably be foiled pretty easily by these 2 strength boys right in the neighborhood. Both with dodge, both not facing tackle. So yeah, I think kicks is a very real possibility at this point. If anything, maybe the edge going to the Bretts.
Well, the Bretts have a great opportunity here. Because if he blitzes the Wolf off, can down Frank, he can pick that ball up, and he's got another blitzer.
He's got a receiving threat, yeah.
Roll out and throw. So I am not seeing kicks right now. I think this is going to go to the Bretts.
But Blodge looms large.
Yeah, I'd have rather seen that block thrown with Dave. And if it didn't work, dodge out with the other one.
He's putting his receiving threat downfield. The problem is you got a dodge wolf right there.
There it is.
You should be able to get a couple one dies on either of these boys.
That's you're not getting one die on him.
Yeah. No, I was looking at the guy downfield. Oh. Dodge worked out. And now you're not getting much.
Now you're not getting anything.
And the Bretts managed to recover and put themselves in an excellent position to put this one away. The Necro are going to need some things to go right here.
His only hope here is getting knocking down that scoring threat. It is Fend, and it is a blodger. So it needs to be his killer doing it. And it would be a double GFI to do it with him.
He also needs to get Bad Dog 2 down into an area where he can make a play in the event he knocks down the scoring threat, because you're still going to see Brave Sir Ramen advance the ball to near the goal line, no matter what happens. Maybe with support. Because the Wolf in the back, Wolfhound 2, his lot in life is probably applying tackle to Lancelot and hoping he stays out of the play. And if you're lucky, be in a scoring threat. Oh, this is Shaoz. Volbuskina. He's joining me for the cast. No, I always say Volbuskina with you. It's Vulpus and Culta. But it feels like Volbuskina.
I hope that player has written a will, Bob.
A probably satisfying, but ultimately not that effective punch on the guard boy. And again, I really think he needs to drop this wolf back.
Yeah, absolutely. Safety net with the wolf.
Anything else.
I mean, I can't see anything else to do except a double GFI blitz with his killer, praying that tackle does a thing.
And I do think he needs to stand up the wolf in the back here. Wolfhound. Nope, he's blitzing with Wolfhound. That will probably... Yeah, so he will advance the ball, as expected. Well out of range of everybody. Out of the range of the Frank. Out of the range of the zombie. Not out of the range of the wolf, but it will take miracle dodges. Or like a dub skull here would be pretty big, but that's not happening. He gets the POW, puts the zombie on the ground. Should be able to move Lancelot into a position to give the Blodge Wolf some trouble. And if he doesn't, Then we
You
got
are
Red
looking
Die
at-
Party.
Red die uphill, no reroll. If he happens to dodge through that tackle,
Oh, he needs boxcars. Yeah, but that'll probably make it impossible.
that's going to seal it.
Still has the hit with the wolf. Red dies.
That last burst of speed. It's risky.
And removes the assist.
Well, if the wolf can make it through those tackle zones
Against tackle.
against tackle, he could technically block this off. I think he'll just get blitzed off himself, though. So, luck of the dice at this point.
They're gathering around that lone player. Like
Needs them
halflings round a
boxcars.
sandwich.
Taking a lot of hits. Rolling a lot of dice. Does get the mark on old Lancelot. Thinking about the future, but...
That's it. Get in their face.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Very
Well, he gets it, but he went for the ball carrier.
He did indeed. With the follow.
On the ball carrier.
Out of movement.
Excellent.
Out of movement.
That's kind of the point.
So no tackle on the hitting wolf. So
Gonna
it's
get surfed
really...
for it.
Yes, I imagine he will. But can he get another assist over to make it a 2-die surf?
Actually, probably not. You're probably just blitzing off the wolf with your ball carrier. That way you don't have to make
Seems
any
smart.
unnecessary dodges.
And it's 4 strength people. Oh no, it's a frenzy guy though. That could
Oh,
really
you're right.
backfire on you.
You're right. That's
I don't know that you
terrible idea.
do. Now, if this other wolf had moved down into further downfield, he might have been able to come in. Oh, and dub skull
Wow!
Can they catch
Wow!
on. I'm not sure. Wait, what was he doing? He was
He tried to blitz off the zombie.
to provide an assist on
2, 1,
the
2,
wolf.
3.
Yeah, he was going to put it back on the wolf to get the 2-die for the surf.
Oh no! What? Why did you do that?
Damn. Won't go down. Knuckles balls, Jim.
Oh, and he gets him! No, he
Well, no
doesn't.
tackle.
He does.
It was coming.
He gets another shot.
Not far from the end zone.
It's not the tackle wolf. I got excited for a second.
I know, right?
I'm really surprised
Ball, in my opinion.
he did that way.
Highlight who gets hit next.
Well, a
If
3
he'd
plus
have
to
pulled-
glory.
If he'd have pulled that zombie down, he could have wolf hit the
I had a gold crown for every player I've seen lying on the field.
Black Knight, and then Frank could have blitzed that guy for a 2-die.
You only need $1 million gold, right?
Now we still have to make the 3-die. I don't think you should do anything else. I guess you can move a couple guys around and stand some people up.
He's probably going to take a shot at the wolf now that he has an assist. Gets the POW.
Gets the POW. And that should be game, ladies and gentlemen.
Layers before you get
Sandland and his Knights saying knee, strolling into the end zone in a circuitous fashion and securing what has to be a frustrating win
victory.
for Grizoot. Or loss for Grizoot. The Orc cheerleaders in all their glory. Celebrating a stressful overtime win for the Bretts, who go on, I think, relatively unscathed. Maybe a couple missed next games in the
Attention,
batch.
there's plenty of action. Could you ask for any more?
Yeah. More deaths.
Horrible
Yeah,
MVPs.
You can't have too many of those.
The key position's made out pretty well. Pretty much unscathed. You're absolutely right.
So let's take a look at the block results. Paranoid Puppies laying 80 smackerinos on the Knights who say knee, getting 5 KOs and 3 injuries for their effort, versus 60 blocks for the Knights, turning into 4 KOs and 4 injuries, which never really translated into any real man advantage throughout the game. Taking a look at dice rolls, we have what do we got? Paranoid Puppies, pretty average dodge results, pretty expected pickups, passes, catches not so great. Felt like they missed more pickups than that, but I guess that one wolf pickup was so big. It felt like 5.
Those are pretty great dice, actually.
Yeah, they're not bad.
I just think there's some missed opportunities that really led to that going the other way. It was a very evenly matched game.
And exactly what he'd want to see here on the wake up for KO. Only 4 successes to 8 failures for the Bretonians, which is a pretty tough lot. About average dodges. GFI is about normal. Yeah, nothing too rotten other than catches, maybe. Oh, and pickups only 55% for the Bretts, which is not what you like to see. They did have a snake or two in there, if I recall.
Did you know you have a
There was one snake, but sure hands triggered pretty much every time that guy picked up the ball. So
yeah, so some of these failures were not effective on the field.
Yeah, 2 of those were definitely the snakes. So you're looking at, I know it triggered one other time at least, so maybe 1 other failure.
That sounds about right. 20 armor breaks for the Necro at the end of the day versus the 11 for the Knights, but the Knights' speed, positioning, and well-used strength pieces kind of winning most of the engagements. They really were able to get where they wanted to on the pitch and take advantage of positioning really throughout the game without much hindrance.
Yeah, those big damage pieces, those high-value targets all having blodging sidestep, real problematic for the Paranoid Puppies. The lack of tackle on the board made it hard to get them down. Flesh golems weren't really a part of the fight for most of the engagement, and then leaving the wolf off right off the bat. Puzzling decision, but it was a good match.
It was a good match, and I think it was a highly entertaining match. And honestly, by the end of this one, it's a big, long overtime game. I don't know that either team wasn't going to be really frustrated at losing this game. Both teams had opportunities. Both teams squandered them or had them taken from them on some particularly rough dice. It really could have gone either way at multiple times throughout the game, both prior to overtime and in overtime.
Yeah, when you have a game go 24 turns, somebody has to lose, unfortunately, and it always hard pill to swallow. But
I always hate to see a REL team go down to a filthy G-Man team, but what can you do? We can't win every fight, American. Sometimes.
Well, he can take a 4-day weekend while then the other coach has to go to work tomorrow. So
yeah, suck it, Europeans. Taste our freedom.
It's delicious.
It is. All right. Well, I guess that'll do it for the broadcast. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you, Shaoz. It was great casting with you. We should do this
My pleasure,
more.
man. Had a great time. Anytime.
Yeah. All right. And, everybody, we will won the big one, Rusty. That's right, Luke. We will. All right. Everybody have a nice holiday tomorrow if you're in the States, and everybody have a nice day at work tomorrow if you're not. And we will catch you later.